make a big noise playing in the street. Gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace. Kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you. We will rock you.
Nolan Ryan is the real deal. 7-time All-Star, 7 no-hitters, the all-time strikeout leader with 5,714.
I could use a few more strikeouts.
Presenting the Baby Ruth Real Deal Fan Search. This summer, 5 fans get the chance to face Nolan Ryan at the plate. For your chance to take your cuts against the Ryan Express, go to babyruth.com.
Too bad they're only sending 5.
Baby Ruth from Nestle, the real deal.
Hello, Mr. Ryan. My name is Rob Rom, and I'm from Orange, California. I was born and raised about a mile away from the stadium in Anaheim. I'm a lifelong fan of yours and of the Angels. I fell in love with the game of baseball as a child. It's a passion that I still enjoy to this day. I love to hit, to pitch. I'm such a real deal fan that I drove to Surprise, Arizona just for the day in hopes of getting your autograph. Unfortunately, the only signature on this trip was mine on a speeding ticket. Being a real deal sports fan, I did my part during Anaheim's championship run. I attended every postseason game in Anaheim and was extremely careful not to stray from my lucky rituals. One day, I had to use my lucky towel even though it was still wet. My wife had washed it but forgot to put it in the dryer. It worked though, as Anaheim went 8-1 in the postseason games in Anaheim. I attribute the one loss to my wife. She forgot to drink from her lucky cup.
I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. So good, so good. I got you. Wow!
Look at that picture. Nolan over there. This is to Clyde, a fine pitcher and friend Nolan.
Nolan might get a little bad. He might. You know, if you put me in this picture, Nolan might disqualify you. Look. Too bad.
Do your wind up with your arms up.
All right. Oh! Looks like Frank Banana. All right, hey. One more, okay? Give me 5. Nice job, attaboy. Good. Good job, buddy.
We have one more thing I'm going to mention that wasn't on the agenda, and that is, I don't know how many of you read the sports page every day. I usually do as part of my morning ritual, and there was an article about a young man from Orange in there today who is desperately trying to realize a childhood dream, which is to take an at-bat against Nolan Ryan. I don't know about you, but even at Nolan's current age and velocity, I don't know that I would be game to stand in and have him throw chin music as he was known to do during his days with a number of teams, including the Angels. But anyway, this gentleman last year applied for a contest with Baby Ruth Candy Bars, and he didn't make it. So this year, he spent an inordinate amount of time, I can't remember the exact amount, of putting together a video to get chosen as one of the 10 finalists. And of those 10 finalists, 5 of them get to go to Texas and get some time in a bat against Nolan Ryan. And there's a trip involved in all that. Why do I bring this up? Number one, he's from Orange. So we got to support him to get him to realize his dream here. Number two, it's really easy. You go to the website, www.babyruth.com, and you vote for a gentleman by the name of Rob Rome from Orange. I spoke to him a little bit earlier today. He's really excited about going. He talked about in the article going to see Nolan pitch when he pitched for the Angels back in the 70s with his dad. And I just think it would be a great opportunity for him. And if all we have to do is go and click vote for him and that gets him over the top, maybe we can all take a couple of seconds to do that, because it is voting on the internet in order to make it happen. So he's been in the batting cage. In fact, they talked about he spent some time with Clyde Wright, former pitcher of the Angels, for those of you that are Angel fans from days gone by. And he's working on hitting the 80-plus mile-an-hour batting cage, so he'll be ready for Nolan. But like I said, if you get a chance and you're on the web, go to babyruth.com and click the vote for him, and hopefully we can hear all about it when he comes back successful. And I understand, I have it on good authority, that his mother works at the Wells Fargo on the Plaza.
Actually, remember, I think this afternoon he was 2 percentage points behind the first place person. So
it's top 5, right? It's top 5. So he's gaining, and that's great. So we just got to make sure. Why don't we make sure that he comes in first? That would just be the good thing, because then from Orange he'd be in first place, and that'd be the way it should be.
Well, our story starts in Texas, where he's tempered by the heat. This skinny Alvin boy believes his fastball can't be beat, so he brings it and he brings it, and it passes every test. They're talking he's a wild man, might be the fastest in the West. Well, he's drafted by New York, he's gonna pitch up there in shade. With those amazing Mets, he'll help him take it all the way. He gets a World Series ring, he stays modest, he don't boast. Now he's off to California, where he'll make history on the coast. Nolan Ryan, he's a hero to us all. Nolan Ryan, he stands straight, he stands tall. He don't mess around, boys, he just throws a mean fastball. Tom Morgan is the Angel, gets Nolan in second gear, then he pitches 4 no-hitters in about as many years. He's working for Gene Autry, they're calling him the Ryan Express. He throws 1 ball 100, now he's the fastest in the West. But after 8 years on the left coast, he says he wants to come home. So he signs on with the Astros, he'll bring magic to the dome as he throws his 5th no-hitter. They're talking about he might be the best. In Texas, people know that he's the fastest in the West. Nolan Ryan, he's a hero to us all. Nolan Ryan, he stands straight, he stands tall. He don't mess around, boys, he just throws a mean fastball. Now he's a Texas Ranger, but he don't tote no gun. He'll mow you down with a heater, you smell leather here at home. He throws his 6th no-hitter. The Oakland A's just met Big Tex. Now they're gonna judge all the rest, boys, against the fastest in the West.
The country has been searched and the winners have been determined. 10 of America's most ardent baseball fans are gathered here at the Del Diamond for the ultimate baseball challenge. to step up to the plate of one of the game's greatest pitchers, the Ryan Express, Hall of Famer, Nolan Ryan.
Next, the all-century pitchers. We begin with the Express.
The personification of a power pitcher. Every time you faced him, you know what's coming. You hear it coming.
To know that when you were facing Nolan Ryan, it was a little prayer. Dear God, don't let me get hurt.
To me, that mound's your mound and that's your territory, and you want the hitter to know that you look at it that way, and it's the hitter against the pitcher. You don't want to ever give them the thought that you're not confident in what you're doing, and for me to be successful, I had to be aggressive.
He struck him out swinging. Strikeout number 5,000 is history for Nolan Ryan.
You know, with Nolan, he was over 40 when the Rangers got him. You know, people said he was on a pitch limit and be careful of him and he's going to blow out someday. And he warmed up one game and came in a dugout and came over to me with a pale look and said, you know, this might be the end. And Nolan went over and was wiping his face before he went out on the field. And he said, have somebody ready quick. And you know, I had a real bad feeling in my stomach thinking that I was going to have to be there when he walked off the mound for the last time, and I always worried about that. He threw no hitter that day.
That's it! Number 7 is in the books. The remarkable Ryan has done it again.
Once he smelled a victory from the 7th inning on, the game's over. You know, you're not going to beat him.
When you think about all the great players that played in this century, to be put in that category is very special. And there's a lot of those hitters I would have loved the opportunity to face because I think it would have been a real challenge.
"27 Major League seasons, 5,714 career strikeouts, 7 career no-hitters. 1999 inductee into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Contest winners, your opponent for this afternoon's event, Nolan Ryan.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Oh, it's root for the whole team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Now it's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out at the old ball game.
Nice job, Dave. Next up, from Orange, California, 32-year-old Rob Ryan, a longtime Anaheim Angels fan. He attended every postseason game of the Angels' run for the championship last season. From Encino, California, the 28-year-old Kevin Saminsky. Former All-City pitcher at El Camino Real High School in Blue Hill, California.
You made contact?
Yeah, it's got to hit the person next to you.
He's like You're getting another one, not for me.
I think we probably had our most talented group of hitters this time, probably than any other time. They probably swing the bat better than maybe some of the other groups, so it was a lot of fun.
Who hit it best?
Well, I don't know, a couple of left-handers had some pretty good swings, and if some of them, you know, some of those pitches were really hard pitches to hit. You know, they were either running away from them or sinking, and that's a reflection of not throwing on a regular basis. And what happens is your release point changes, and so you can't really control the ball as well as you'd like to.
How about the guy you hit? Was he making noise in the dugout?
No, that was just one of those unfortunate things. Sometimes they're not unfortunate, but that one was.
Batting third and catching, number 16, Mitch Molesky. Molesky batting third and catching. Batting cleanup at third base, number 37, Mike Coolball. Coolball batting cleanup at third base. Batting fifth at shortstop, number 6, Tommy Whiteman. Whiteman batting fifth.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly
Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Baby, we're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright.
Great. Well, continuing in the theme of good news and interesting things happening around Orange, I've asked Rob Rome to come in and share a little bit about kind of a unique story. He's an Orange resident. If he'd make his way up this way as I say a couple of words. And for those of you on the council and those of you that were watching the meetings a while back, you remember me asking you to get on a website and vote for this gentleman that wanted to have an opportunity to get an at-bat against, of all people, Nolan Ryan. And I'm pretty sure I was going to ask you now, Nolan still throws faster than Phil Mickelson, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a sports joke, sorry. Anyway, Rob was fortunate enough to get to go to the Midwest to meet an idol, right? A hero, childhood hero of a lot of us, frankly, that followed the Angels, and also get a chance to get an at-bat. He had some coaching from Clyde Wright, I think, amongst other people, as I understand it, right?
That's correct.
Getting ready. So you go ahead and tell the story from this point.
You didn't tell me he was an adult. Good grief.
I'm still a kid at heart.
Ruth, and I thought, it's a kid.
And the problem with that would be?
No problem. It was just a surprise to see him.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I'm a lifelong Orange resident and a graduate from Orange High School. And I wanted to...
What school did you graduate again?
Orange High School. One of my fellow classmates is here, Steve Ambrose.
All the Panthers here. That's right.
And basically, I wanted to come down here and personally thank everyone for supporting me in my quest to bat against Nolan. I've been a fan of Nolan's my entire life and of the Angels. I'd imagined stepping in the batter's box against him since I was a kid. And Nolan is now 56 years old, but he can still bring the heat. On August 16th, he was pitching in the upper 80s, and that's the day that I got to go face him. We arrived at Dell Diamond at around 11 a.m., and Nolan's son, Reed, threw batting practice to us. And then as the other contestants took batting practice, I got to go in the outfield and shag balls, and my wife said that I looked like a little kid out there, so excited.
It really is a little kid.
After everyone had their turn in BP, we all headed to the dugout, and then Nolan came out and he started warming up. The introduction was really dramatic. They played on the Jumbotron retrospective of Nolan's career, and then the announcer stated that our prize was to face the legendary Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan. Even though I already knew it, I still got chills. I was batting fifth in the lineup, and we were allotted 3 pitches. Everything happened so fast that I didn't even have time to be nervous. The announcer called, "Now batting, Rob Rome from Orange, California." And I stepped up to the plate. I stood a little further back in the batter's box than I normally would, but my positioning... The positioning worked out good, though, because I hit the first pitch, hit it to right field. The next 2 pitches were down low. I don't think he wanted to let me get contact on the next 2, but just to put the ball in play, I was happy. I was ecstatic. That night, we got to go watch the Round Rock Express game with Nolan. I got to spend time one-on-one with him, got all sorts of items autographed from my game room, and I've met many legendary ball players from Mays to DiMaggio, but Nolan Ryan's always been my favorite player, and I had never met him before. And I must say that off the field, he's just as great as he was on the field during his playing days. And in closing, I just really want to thank everyone for their support. It was amazing to see the sense of community that we have here in Orange. And I had so many supporters beyond my immediate friends and family. Thank you, Mayor Murphy, City Council, and all the residents of Orange for your support.
Couple of things. Why don't you introduce your family that I see are in the audience too, and I'm guessing they were pretty supportive of this effort as well. In fact, I got lobbied pretty hard by your dad a couple of times to make sure I made announcements at the right time. So
definitely. My mom, Marilyn Rom, is back there, and my father, Bob Rom, my wife, Lucy Rom, my son, Christian Rom, and my daughter, Raquel Rom.
And Rob was also kind enough to bring and present to us a photo of his bride and Nolan right there at the time, so I'll pass that around for everybody to take a peek at. Now, there's one part of the story you didn't tell, and I heard about this on talk radio. Was it the gentleman before you or after you?
Right after me.
Okay, right after. There, and I understand, according to this particular news broadcast, not that I follow sports or anything, but that there was a comment made that one of the interviewers asked Nolan if he had any concerns about doing this, and he said, yeah, the one concern I have is hitting somebody. And so I don't want to say, it was right after you?
Yeah. So
let me get this straight. You hit a single, 2 balls in the dirt, and then the next guy goes up to plate, first ball hits the guy directly in the middle of the back.
That's right.
Right? And so he got the baseball, I understand, and a hearty impression on his back from being hit by another guy. He was happy about it?
He was ecstatic.
That's really great. I appreciate you taking the time to come in, and we wanted to kind of hear it firsthand, because a lot of us, you know, probably have those dreams growing up, playing basketball or baseball or football in the backyard, and you got to live one of those out. And so I just thought it was a great story and wanted to be sure everybody got a chance to share in it, because I'm pretty confident the folks around here at least spent some time getting on that Baby Ruth site and making sure you had the votes you needed.
Yeah, thanks for everyone for doing that. And I actually had meant to bring some Baby Ruths, but I forgot them. I'll have to bring them to another council meeting for you.
That's okay.
We'll be here all night.
Yeah. All right. Thank you again so much, and also thanks for this. Seriously, this is very cool.
No problem. And here's another picture I'll pass around. It's me on deck with Nolan pitching in the background. So
that's
you wanna,
cool.
Everyone can take a look at that.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you very much, and thank you all for being here.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Over the weekend, a local baseball fan lived out a lifelong dream. After winning a contest, he stepped to the plate against Hall of Fame fastball pitcher Nolan Ryan. But things almost got ugly.
Look out!
Kevin Szymanski of Encino has a heck of a story to tell his kids. He got drilled by the Ryan Express. He did the smart thing and did not rush the mound. Fortunately, there were no hard feelings. Szymanski got to square off against Ryan after winning a contest sponsored by the Nestle company. And we all know what happened to Robin Ventura when he charged mound against the Ryan Express, and he took a little whooping there smacked by Nolan Ryan. Yeah.
Will he begin a boxing career at age 46? Who knows? About a fight with George Foreman, maybe. Baseball's strikeout king became the knockout king last night in a game against the White Sox. 26-year-old third baseman Robin Ventura is hit by Ryan, so he decides to charge him. Baseball's oldest player out there. Ryan didn't back down. He punched him a half-dozen times before they fell to the ground under a pile of players. Ventura was thrown out of the game. Ryan stayed on, pits the Rangers to a 5-2 win. What was the KO champ thinking out there?
I don't know what tell you goes through your mind. You know, it's just self-preservation, and that's what goes through your mind at the time. You're just trying to hold your ground. You're not thinking about this or that.
Were you surprised you put him away that easily?
All I know is I was on the bottom of the pile, and it felt like their whole bench was laying on me.
Nolan's probably in better shape than anybody on that field. No, it doesn't surprise me at all. Nolan's a big man. You get up next to him and strong. Nolan can take care of himself.
That's Kevin Kennedy, the Ranger skipper. This isn't the first time Nolan's turned boxer. Back in '80, Dave Winfield decided to pay him a visit.
After he took a punch at me, and I realized that, you know, if he'd have connected, he could have really hurt me. So I took the attitude, if anybody else comes out there, I'm not going to be passive about it, because they're coming out with the intent to hurt you, and so you have to protect yourself.
And you know, all that aside, there are ethics involved here. You don't charge baseball's legend, the living icon. Come on, give it a rest.